in the economic development of this country. And I want to say that the people you see here are patriots because they make Uganda what it is by collecting taxes as your agents and on your behalf. I want to say that the clearing UCIFA has come a long way. There is a time when collection of taxes, in fact the introduction of VAT, in 92, 93, we went to Ghana. When, 93, I think we had the Ghanaian Commissioner General, who was then acting. So we went to Accra. And when we went to Accra, we met the clearing agents, the equivalent of Casita, and so on and so forth. That's the time when VAT was being introduced in the country. And immediately when we came in, when VAT was introduced, the traders and everybody, including the clearing agents, rejected VAT. And there was a national strike. And I want to tell you that for 1 week, all shops closed. I've never seen Uganda have all shops in the country closed like that time. And at that time, when they carried out the evaluation, there were only 838 taxpayers. For you, you have come in now when there has been a lot of improvement. But let me tell you, hasten to add, that when the National Resistance Movement took over power in 1986, the first reading of the budget was 45 billion. Today, the reading of the budget, the one which was last read, the due total expenditure of government is 82, 81, or 83 trillion. I think that is the projection we have. But you can imagine how far the country has come from 45 billion to 83 trillion. It's a long way. And I want to give you another story. Because at that time there was a lot of, you'd go to a customs officer and decide what you want to pay. You agree, monto. You give this one, the other one give it to me, and the rest will share. But I want to say that because of this new team that you have, the excellent players, compliance is very high. And I want to thank Uganda Revenue Authority for having enforced compliance. But it takes two to tango. And I want to tell you, a representative of the Commissioner General, that it would not have been possible to attain what you call the targets that you have grown from to where we are now if you did have an effective, compliant, clearing and forwarding association, which has shown you capacity. Let me give you a story, as I said. In India, there was a time when taxes were also, you decide what you want. There was one who imported shoes from China. And when they arrived at the port, they had all been packed and they were all on one shoes of the left. All shoes were on the left. The client said, how do I pay? This has been wrong packing. So in terms of valuation, how do you value on one? I can't sell them in the market. So they took them to the warehouse. Another importer brought the right ones and said, but you can see all these ones are the right side. These people who shipped from China, these Chinese are always making mistakes. They have sent the right side. They have forgot to pack the left side. Those were now allowed into the market because it was false import or export from China. These clever people went into the bucket and put the left and right and made a keel in the bucket. So you can see how clever people can be if you don't have compliance. So I want to tell you, Commissioner General, that I want to recognize the professionalism that has been exhibited by these clearing agents. I want, however, to highlight and really appreciate the new team and also the new arrangements that have been put. Why? The biggest challenge you have faced in the market now has been the number and the proliferation of clearing agents in the country. Over 700, including impersonators. Agents who make mistakes and cause the leakages you're talking about. And I'm happy that because of this digital space, the Uganda UCIFA has now been able to put together a new identity card which will now be able to identify the correct clearing agent to ensure that you now have effective compliance, and I congratulate you again on that endeavor and achievement. But that being put in, I would also like to say, let's look at the narrative. And here, Commissioner General, the narrative we want to talk about here is, I am happy that Uganda has got a huge import, is a major import nation. Now that we're building capacity, Uganda is a very huge importer. But the challenge you have now is that, first, there was the arrangement of having CIF, cost, insurance, and freight. The cost, naturally, could come from China. Now, the freight is also ships that carry the merchandise. I'm happy that government, and we worked through this when we were there, put insurance to be maintained by our own indigenous companies. And that is a major plus for Uganda. But I want to identify one challenge.